Hello guys, I'm the Gaming Gooner and I'm here today to bring you the first video in my Let's Play for the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So, heard a lot of good things about this game, so let's just jump in and see what it's all about.
I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into
illustration
our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed.
A few of them could do with a stylist.
So now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us?
This guy's a little bit intense.
We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain.
So this is the first Witcher I've actually played. I may go back and look at the other two after I've had a play with this and see what they're all about.
And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on
Not much of a world to live in.
On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery. Their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years, but a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds!
A little bit of head cutting. Can't go wrong there.
Chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges
and
from
the old
beyond
flying
our road.
horses.
The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The dark raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
So, a happy start there. Right, let's have a look. There doesn't seem to be any options for difficulty, so we'll just go straight in. Ah, here we go. Difficulty settings. I think we'll start fairly low to start with. As I said earlier, I've never played one of these, so bit of a noob. Need to break myself in gently, I think. Someone's a bit angry. think he needs to go back to his hairdresser as well. Unless the council did it for him. Horse down, always a bad start. Nice crow in the eye. That's one way to finish someone off. I'd like to actually know where she was running to, because it looks to me like she was running into a load of flames. That wouldn't have ended well. So she's the one that owns the crow by the looks of it. A little bit open. A new croc. Okay, so we're shaping up then to have what looks like an extremely interesting storyline. Not too sure if that's glass or ice. Either way didn't end well for the crow, especially after all the hard work he put in. This is an extremely long intro. Now we look like we're going to jump into the game. Bath time in a whiskey barrel. No better way to take a bath but in a whiskey barrel. What is that and where is it going? Seems to be a little bit of a frame drop then.
You know I don't find that amusing.
You wouldn't want that in that kind of areas.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you
Hello.
to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
No breaking us in gently then, straight into the nudity and scars.
So, later then.
See you later.
Can't see too many women out there sitting naked reading books. Aye aye. Ah. So it looks like in that beginning intro he was on the search for her. Right. So we're going straight into a tutorial then by the looks of it. O to jump. And L to hold for Witcher senses. Minimap in the upper right hand corner of the display shows your current location. Yeah, pretty standard. Hold L2 to use your Witcher senses, which we just did. And then
You're running out of
we'll
juice.
examine this.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
So not only is she a nudist, then she's an alcoholic. Interested. What else do we have here? So what did we just pick up there? Unlock doors, press X to walk into them. Again, pretty standard. So what do we have over here? Oh, I see. Okay. Go over here and have a chat.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
So we've got three options. Want to stay with you a little longer? Let's be unreasonable. And you're right, I should go see Ciri. Let's just go with the first option. I think what we'll do through this Let's Play is we'll go through just your first ones to start with. And then maybe once we've got to the end, or as close to the end as possible, we can then mix it up a bit in another walkthrough.
I missed you a lot.
And I missed you, but we'll have plenty of time to make up for that. Go and train with her.
From what I've heard,
and come back. Give me a chance to put my face
in the
on.
reviews,
Of all the women
is that
I've
your
known,
choices within this game
does that
actually
before.
alters
There's no many.
the way the
What's it
game
matter?
plays and the ending of the
Only I
game.
thought of you.
So it will be interesting at some point to go through and see all the alternate endings. Have we got anything else here? So we can... So it looks like one of our special magical powers is that we can sort of extinguish and light things up. Maybe we have the ability of fire. So what have we got here?
Lilac and gooseberries, of course.
Geralt,
perfume.
stop fingering my toiletries.
Oi, oi, steady up, love. Just going to see what we've got in here. Place them and press X, yeah. Again, fairly easy control system at the moment. Pretty sure that will more than likely change as the game goes through. Might get a little bit more complex, obviously, as you develop your skills, powers, etc.
Old Witcher's fast asleep.
Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course.
So what have we got here then? If he's meant to be guarding this place, he's not doing a very good job.
Guess she prefers
It's a very
practice
beautiful
to
looking
theory.
game.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl-ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. If she wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Don't get mad at her.
Why the hell not?
So I've got a feeling that we're going to end up going down there in a second
You like that about her.
and learning some more of the controls.
I suppose I'm partly to blame.
Very similar
This
to
has
what
to
the Tomb Raiders used to do, where it used to take you through
Monsters is not something to be
like a
taken
trial
lightly.
course,
Ciri must
just to get you used to
understand
the
that
control system.
if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
Again, there's nothing too much been revealed as to regards to story at the moment, apart from that intro. We know that there's
Wrong.
one guy who looks to be running a
Now I
pretty
see why
vast
you were so
army.
eager to practice. Strike.
Skills.
You're not in this circus. Pirouette.
And blindfolded as well.
Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
I don't know, I
Maybe
wouldn't
for a
mind having
witcher.
reflexes like that, to be
Drowners
honest.
or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations. Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
So again, we'll go with the first option. We'll just run through going through on the
Sorry's not
first
good
option, I
enough.
think.
You're gonna read Ghouls and Owl-Ghouls in its entirety. Appendices
Just so we can
included.
No, please!
follow what we've done all the way
I
through the
want to
game.
clean the stables.
End of discussion. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Of course. So here we
Of
go, it looks like
course.
we're now getting
Is it a
into
Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
another tutorial.
Beat you to
Sorry,
the
Chris.
bottom.
Maybe
Hold
if you
X.
fall.
Alright, the controls are actually a little bit jerky, to be honest. It's not quite as smooth as you would like it to be. But maybe that will just come with time.
What did I tell you about breathing? Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps. Ciri, cut it out.
So now that was quite a small jump, yet you seem to take a bit of damage from that. So that's probably something to remember as we go through the game. Use the ladders more, don't just go jumping through holes and ledges, and because it doesn't like it's going to take much for him to
Come back and help you.
get pretty badly injured.
I win.
Your legs are longer. show you yet. Just need to grow a bit. Oh no. Vesemir's got
Yeah,
one
he does
look.
tend
What did
to
you expect?
take quite a fair bit of damage from those small jumps. He looks a bit rough. He's been in the wars a bit.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action,
Yeah, I
I
don't believe it.
understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
I told you.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
Don't try to weasel your way out of this.
A witcher must know how to trick his opponent. You said so yourself.
She's a bit of a smart ass, really.
Might have. But don't use my words of wisdom on Vesemir, got it? That's playing with fire.
Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword.
So it now looks like we're going to get into some combat training by the looks of
What
things.
do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right
With
to
the controls
free
being
training?
as jerky as they are, could be quite interesting.
Should work on the basics. Even skilled masters need to hone the fundamentals, and Ciri's barely a novice.
Draw your sword, Geralt!
Right, so we draw our sword using the left D-pad. We deselect the targets with the R3.
Quick cuts! 1, 2, 3! Strong strike!
Okay, so it's just...
Give it all you got! Never lock your elbow when striking! Dodge!
Position, Ciri.
Right, so we've got a strong attack then with the triangle button, and we've got a fast attack with the square button. So now we're going on to dodging manoeuvres. So use the left stick and press O for dodging. Okay, so pretty standard.
Come on!
Oh,
Oh, as a fly
took a
trapped
bit of
in
a-
amber today.
it's actually not as clunky as I thought it was going to be after that walk around.
See how Geralt holds his sword, its angle.
It seems to be a lot smoother when you're in combat. So we're now going into parry manoeuvres with L2.
What the blazes are you doing?
What am I supposed to parry? Like a stupid dummy.
Pretend now,
So,
live later.
Just basic combat training.
Strike! Counter strike!
So if we press L2 before the opponent strikes to perform a counter strike. Okay. It's a basic push then. We've got to do these 3 times.
Now, yeah.
Fairly simple.
To bring the day to a close, we'll go over a few witches.
Press L1 to access the quick
Let's start
menu.
with Gwen.
So we select a sign. Okay. I'm not too sure what these are, but... So to cast the active sign, press R2.
Ciri, Gwen is sometimes called the Witcher. Ciri,
Oh, okay.
Gwen is sometimes called the Witcher's Shield. Now watch carefully to see why. Ciri,
Okay.
Gwen is sometimes called the Witcher's. Ciri, Gwen is sometimes called the Witcher's Shield. Now watch carefully. Ciri, Gwen is sometimes cast ignis.
Ah, okay, so we've
I want to see
frozen it.
sparks fly.
Now we're moving on to Next one. Walk close and press R2.
If not for the
That's
Gwen
fire
sign.
damage. That's what we was talking about earlier. As regards to him being able to use
Alright, Geralt,
fire
come
as a main skill. So now we've got a telekinetic blast.
See that ship?
So he's got a few skills, and what I'm
Time for
assuming is that
action.
as we go through
Damn
the
it.
game,
Hate this feeling.
these skills will actually get stronger. It's only an assumption that
Had enough? Stop showing off, Geralt.
so the axial sign L and press X. Oh, I'm reading the menu. I hadn't noticed that earlier. I see temperate. And that allows you to get in a few strikes by the looks of things.
Damn, you're ugly.
I think that would actually be quite
Come on, at them.
a handy sign to use. Magic trap.
See this, Ciri? Couldn't move if I wanted to.
Okay, so that's. Oh,
Throw a
okay.
bomb. Don't worry, Ciri. Gwen will dampen the blow.
Throw a bomb. Oh, okay. So R1 throws a bomb. I'm sure he wants us to go here. R1 to turn to game. R1 and aim at one of the highlighted training posts.
Quick and painful.
Oh, okay. Looks like those up there.
Had enough?
Got to try and throw the bomb into that highlighted area. Which... There we go. Took a few attempts, but we got there in the end. So the combat tutorial is now over. If you want, you can continue training with Vesemir or stop training by simply sheathing your sword.
Fine. Enough. Continue training at will.
So the controls in combat are actually, you know, fairly self-explanatory. They're not too difficult at all.
Whoa! You really showed him.
As the game
kid.
goes on, you're probably going to have to be a little bit quicker in
Ciri, get down
obviously
here.
selecting the style or the sign that you
Little
wish to use.
she-devil. As soon
Um,
as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all
but yeah,
the
I can't
swords
see it
in
being too much of an
Kaer
issue.
Find that helmet? Ciri?
This kid just likes to wander off.
I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What that?
So she's using a wooden sword. What is going on?
I've long awaited this, and you, White Wolf.
That put a downer on events. So it looks like it's a revenge storyline then. So we're going to be going after this guy and handing him an ass whooping hopefully at some point.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging?
So
you
I'm
about
assuming the
something?
naked woman, the woman that we saw with the
Life
killer
indeed.
crow, is
We'll find her.
also on the hunt for the guy that killed Ciri. He's obviously worried about her, but he also wants his revenge. So he's kind of looking for her, while at the same time ready to deal an ass whooping.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No. The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
So is this just a dream, or is...
It
yeah,
was just
that answers my
a
question.
dream.
So it was just a dream, so that wasn't actually real life, so things are still a little confusing at the moment. Let's just move on, as we said we were going to with the first
Coming
option.
soon. Time to go.
See where it takes us.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking.
So
for a
one
minute
thing
and give
that
me
we
the
can
letter.
take from all of this is that there is some kind of
How about
war
that?
going
Does
on
smell of lilac and gooseberries.
between
We're
who
gonna
and
read it,
who.
not Sniff it.
Not really too
We
sure at the
must
moment,
meet
but
soon.
Still early
Willoughby near
days.
Vizima.
it'll all be revealed at
Nothing
some
else
point, no
to
doubt.
guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
That's private. Very private.
Aha.
So,
I
bit of a
understand.
kinky
least I
unicorn
think
by
I
the
do.
looks of things.
Maybe not entirely.
Bit of a kinky
but
moment there between
perhaps that's for the best.
Back on
naked
topic.
book reader and himself.
How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Right, so here we go. Looks like it's the first battle of the day. So let's see how we get on here. So the first one's dead. Oh, okay, there's more than I originally thought there were. I thought there was only the 2, but looks like we've got 4. That's 2 down. These guys are fairly easy to kill. Doesn't look like you need too much of the old magical power. Oh no, we've got a 5th. So these guys are fairly easy. Like I was saying, doesn't look like you need to use too much magic on those guys.
Let's go before any more show up.
Just basic you know, square and triangle, you know, fast and strong.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they
So
were as
according to
coaches.
this, Witchers spent most of their time on the road in search of their next contract. They must trek across wide valleys, climb over high mountain peaks and trudge through thick bogs. Doesn't sound much of a life to me, if I'm honest. Luckily, Geralt can always count on his horse, Roach, to help him in his travels. To have Roach come to you, double tap L3.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
No, because by eating rotting corpses they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
Pretty beautiful.
Really upset him too.
Beautiful setting, to be honest. They've done extremely well graphically, in my opinion. It's a very, very nice looking game. The controls, when you're basically moving about like this, they're a bit clunky. When you're in battle, they're not too bad at all, but they do feel a bit clunky.
Come on.
You know, it's not as responsive as you'd like it to be. But again, it might just be something to get used to. I mean, I play a lot of Grand Theft Auto where everything's quite smooth and fluid, so going from that to this, I think you'll notice a difference. Right guys, I think we'll leave it there for this episode. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. There is obviously a lot more to come, and we will continue our journey in the next video. Thank you for watching.